To deal with others, patience comes first. During the gender period of the Ming Dynasty, Zhu Jiahao rebelled against the court. Wang Yangming led an army expedition, captured Zhu Jiahao in one fell swoop, and made great contributions to the imperial court. But Jiang Bin, who was favored by Emperor Zhenda at that time, was very jealous of Wang Yangming's achievements, and thought that he had taken away the opportunity for his own achievements. As a result, rumors spread everywhere. At first, Wang Yangming and Zhu Liahao were of the same party, but later, when they heard that the court had sent troops to the expedition, they seized Zhu Liahao for self-liberation. When Wang Yangming heard the news, he discussed with the people around him, "If we take a step back, and give away the hard work of capturing Zhu Liahao, we can avoid unnecessary trouble. If they persevere and do not make compromises, Jiang Bin and others are likely to rush to the wall and engage in harmful activities." To this end, he handed Zhu Liahao to Zhang Yung, an eunuch, and made him report to the emperor again. It was the meritorious work of the governor's army and soldiers that he had been captured. In this way, Jiang Bin and others have nothing to say. Wang Yangming said he was ill, and went to Jingchai Temple for self-cultivation. After Zhang Yu returned to the court, he praised Wang Yangming's loyalty, and the noble act of avoiding disaster. Zhenda Emperor finally understood the whole story, and exempted Wang Yangming from punishment. Wang Yangming avoided the flying calamity by making concessions. There is no doubt that the enterprising and persistent behavior is worth affirming. However, in the complex road of life, we not only need to fight bravely, but also need to be guarded and guarded. Concession is not only a kind of tact, but also a kind of perseverance and indomitable will. Instant patience and limited concession will make the narrow road of life infinitely broad. Lu Shide in the Tang dynasty had a stable and measured character. When his brother became a daiju, he said goodbye to him, and asked for his advice. Lu Shide said to his brother, "I am now an assistant prime minister, and now you have accepted the love of the emperor to be a state official. We are really favored by the emperor. Too much. And this is exactly what others are enraged. How do you deal with these jealousies in order to avoid family misfortune?" Lu Shide's younger brother said, "From now on, if someone spits in my face, I will wipe off my own spit, and will never ask you to worry about me." Lu Shide said, "This is what I am worried about. When others spit at you, they are angry with you. If you wipe off your spit, will it not go against the will of the spitter? Others will increase his anger because of it. Don't wipe off your spit and let it dry. Accept it with a smile. Let the spittle do it, and accept it patiently with a smile." What Lu Shide wants to tell us is to put up with the calm for a while, and take a step back. It is not easy to be able to turn other people's anger into invisibility. It is admirable to be able to praise those who have ridiculed you. And it is even more remarkable to be able to overcome narrow jealousy with wisdom and conduct. If a person is usually willing to suffer some losses in language, let people say, leave leeway in things, willing to let others one step, perhaps the gain can be greater. As for concession, Wang Yangming once said that ups and downs are all kung fu. Just like the waves in the sea, there are ups and downs, and there is bound to be an advance and a retreat in life. There are all kinds of people and ever-changing things. in real life, often encounter unsatisfactory things. If you cannot deal with calmly, it is easy to cause psychological imbalance, and further lead to physical and mental illness. In order to maintain psychological balance, we must learn to appreciate ourselves, and not to expect too much of others, so that the other party cannot meet their own requirements and feel disappointed. You should channel your anger in a timely manner. There is no need to insist too much in small places, and appropriate concessions should be made if necessary. Stay away for a while and face it again when you are emotionally stable. Don't compete with others everywhere, be kind to people, and your state of mind will naturally become balanced. More often, limited concession is not only a strategy of self-protection, but also a necessary psychological quality to deal with the world. Because only concessions can be exchanged for greater living space and development space, only concessions can be exchanged for greater progress and more brilliant prospects in the future. When dealing with others, you have to be patient first. As the saying goes, endure the anger of the moment, so as to avoid 100 days of disaster. Tolerance for elders is filial piety. Tolerance between husband and wife is good. Tolerance for friends is good. Tolerance for the young is beautiful. Those who can tolerate others will naturally tolerate you. If you put a knife on the head of the word, everything will disappear. I would rather be wronged by others than by others. In case you have an argument with someone, you must think like this: if you can't bear it, you will have a big plan. People should be broad-minded, understand their reason, know their way, put modesty first, and do not weigh the belly of others with their own heart. You should know, if you can endure lifelong benefits, great learning will suffer at ease. The belly of the Prime Minister is a man who cannot be tolerated. The Prime Minister can ride a boat in his belly. It's not an empty word, but all the real bigwigs have a relatively broad mind and care about the people. It is generally difficult to have too great success. A truly successful person must have a broad mind. Only a broad-minded person can be free from being restricted by narrow favoritism, can understand the true meaning of life, become the talent of bowl, vision, thousands of money to buy horse bones. When Duke Huan of Qi ascended the throne, he issued an order to kill Prince Ju, and sent Guanzhong back to the state of Qi to be punished. Because when Guanzhong was the master of Prince Ju, he wanted to shoot Duke Huan of Qi with an arrow. As a result, they all escaped a fake death. Guanzhong was locked up in a prison van and sent to Qi. Bao Shuya immediately recommended Guanzhong to Duke Huan of Qi. Duke Huan of Qi said angrily, "Guanzhong shot me with an arrow and killed me. Can I still use him? I can't wait to kill it." Bao Shuya said, "He used to be the master of Prince Ju, so he shot you with an arrow. Doesn't this just reflect his loyalty to Prince Ju? And when it comes to skills, he's much better than me. If my lord is going to do something great, I think Zhong is a useful man." Duke Huan of Qi was also an open-minded and magnanimous man. After listening to Bao Shuya, he not only dismissed Guanzhong's crime, but also immediately appointed him as Prime Minister, and let him be in charge of national affairs. Guanzhong helped Duke Huan of Qi rectify his internal affairs, develop resources, open up iron ore, and make more farm tools. Later, the state of Qi became more and more rich and strong. Zhu Quan of Qi let bygones be bygones, and forgave Guan Chong's offense. Where is the reason? First, each is his own master. Second, Guan Jun does have great talent. And the most important point is that Zhu Quan of Qi is indeed a broad-minded man. It is a common play among ancient leaders to turn enemies into friends and make them the most effective leaders. We often say that, when Yukon returns the grace of dripping water, this is the truth. If you are good to others, you will give back later. The most ingenious trick in Sun Tzu's art of war is to attack the heart. And if you want to attack the heart, you must have a tolerant heart. Only by being able to tolerate and endure suffering, and even humiliation that others cannot bear, can we achieve great things that others cannot accomplish. Han Xin is a native of Hualien. He lost his father when he was young, and his mother later died in poverty and illness. Han Xin had no choice but to study and practice martial arts from an early age, and could not farm, or do business when he could not make a living. He only had to eat at home in his neighborhood. One day, Han Xin met a group of evil young people, and one of them insulted Han Xin and said, "Despite the fact that you are tall and big and like to wear swords, you are actually a coward. If you are afraid of death, get through my crotch." Han Xin stared at him firmly for a long time, and finally crawled through his crotch. People in the city all laugh at Han Xin, and think that he is as timid as a mouse, which is the humiliation of the crotch. Later, with the help of Han Xin, Liu Bang finally defeated Xiang Yu, and calmed the world. Han Xin can be said to be a smart man, who takes into account the overall situation. If Han Xin had killed the scoundrel in Angier and was in prison after a lawsuit, why would he have talked about his ambition? If you want to be able to bend and stretch, you have to learn to be patient. To swallow anger is a kind of tolerance. To be able to restrain yourself and to be patient is a sign of profound strength, but also a sign of great talent. Those who can understand the importance and distinguish between the big and the small have the potential to achieve great things. When Wang Yangming accepted the orders of Liang Guang and Guang Xin, the villains of the dynasty still framed him continuously, and the court did not give any clarification to him. But Wang Yangming put the safety of the people all over the world in the most important position, regardless of his illness. Embarked on the road to Guangxi to clean up the mess. Without selfishness, we will naturally be able to tolerate the unkindness of the villain in life. Although we do not have the opportunity to face such an important choice, we should also learn from Wang Yangming. Do not always consider your own interests. The heart will naturally be able to accommodate more.